What is up? What is up, everybody? How are we feeling today? Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna bring my camera into it. Bam. How are we feeling today, everybody? Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. No, this is not a Washington Commanders shirt. This is just a Washington, D.C. shirt. So, for y'all start asking me, Star, you got on a Commander shirt? No, I don't got on no damn Commander shirt. Never gonna see me wearing no Commanders shirt. But anyway, what's up to y'all in the chat? Hopefully y'all can hear me. Dak owns the Basement Boys. I know it's gonna be more y'all coming in here, but I really appreciate everybody who is already in the building. Y'all know before we get into the content to please like the video. Please like the video. Please share the video. And also please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to Stargazer Sports, like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? So please subscribe to Stargazer Sports. Let me get some music on here. Let's see. No, I don't want that. Wait, maybe this is one. No, I don't want to play that one. Yeah, I like this music today. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so y'all can hear me. Hopefully y'all can hear me good. Nobody has told me, Star, we can't hear you. So I'm assuming that y'all can't hear me good. Actually, give me a second. I can test and see if my my sound is working. But thank y'all for all being in the chat with me today. Really excited to get into this content today. I got something for all my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I got Cowboys content. I got Angel Reese and Chicago Sky content. I hope y'all like my setup. Yeah, we got my setup going, looking good. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Oh, that's what I was supposed to be doing. I got sidetracked. Oh, Bear said we can hear you. Okay, so I don't have to do the test. So hopefully everything is good. Hopefully the background music and stuff is not too loud. Everything should be good now since I'm running my mic through my USB port instead of through my XLR port. Remember, I told y'all last show, if y'all feel so kindly, please donate to my Cash App, which is down there on the banner below. Please donate to my Cash App. If you want to know, Star, what do you need our money for? Da, da, da. Okay, I'll tell you specifically what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get this new software that is going to allow me to run my sound through my USB, but also have my soundboard connected to the stream. That way I can actually like use my sound buttons and stuff, because currently I can't use my sound buttons because I'm running my mic through USB. So if I can get this software, which is pretty expensive, I could get this software, then it will allow me to run different things all through one platform, and then I'll be able to get everything in to the stream so that y'all can hear my sound crystal clear, as well as hear my buttons, because I like playing buttons and stuff like that. It's just, it brings more effect to the show, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, but thank you guys so much for y'all support. I think today we're gonna start off with talking about Angel in the Chicago Sky. I'm gonna give my live game recap. Thank you to Basement Boys, I appreciate that. I'm gonna give my live. What up, Lou? My guy Lou. Glad to see you in the chat, Lou. If y'all don't know who Lou's Takes is, y'all please go subscribe to Lou's Takes. One of the best Dallas Cowboys content creators. I consider him in the same class as me, even though he surpassed me. You know, we kind of came in doing content at the same time as far as like on the YouTube side. So y'all please go support Lou for sure. I mean, he does great video breakdowns and really in-depth analysis about the Dallas Cowboys. So if you're watching, you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, please go tune into Lou's Takes. But anyway, I think we're gonna start off with and y'all know, if y'all in the chat, you know, talk back to me. So if y'all have questions or whatever, sometimes I ain't gonna be always looking at the chat, but I always go back to the chat during the show to see what you guys are saying and, you know, interact with y'all. But anyway, I think we're gonna start with the Chicago Sky content, because the meat of this show is really with the Dallas Cowboys. But I want to talk about the Chicago Sky, give my live game recap of what they did yesterday versus the Seattle Storm. So if y'all saw my game recap that I posted yesterday from their game versus the Lynx, that was their last game versus the Lynx, which they got almost swept in that series. They didn't get swept. They did win one game, but they went 1-3. But anyway, I talked about how, you know, team looked fatigued, turnovers got us, XYZ. So this morning, I'm listening to shout out to Key Facts. Key Facts, she's on WBB Universe. That's the name of her channel, but her name is, she goes by Key Facts. And I was listening to her show this morning that she did last night, and she and a couple of the fans in the chat were explaining that Angel, the game versus the Minnesota Lynx, she only sat, it's a 40-minute game. I think she only sat 3 minutes total. So if I can pull it up. Let me see. Bro, let me just do this. Actually, no, I can't do that. Damn. Okay, never mind. Let me see. Yeah. What was the last game? Here, just search here. Yeah. So we lost 68-91. If we go to the ESPN recap, on ESPN. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna have all day for the shenanigans. Okay. Thank you. That's my girl Mickey. I appreciate you, Mickey. Y'all know another great Cowboys content creator. We do Star Chasers Girls Talk Ball every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern. Y'all please tune into that show if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, because we be going off on that show. So y'all catch that show. We just did a show Wednesday, so y'all catch that show on the playback. But anyway, let me share my screen. I actually need to take this off. What up, Kelvin? Glad to see you in here. One of my loyal subscribers since day one. Okay, but let me go here, screen share. Here, share. All right, y'all should be able to see it. Hopefully it's looking right. No, I hate that view. It's terrible. Bam. Okay, so we're looking at the Chicago. This is, and I'm going to do my live game recap of them versus the Seattle Storm, but I want to go over this game for a specific reason, because it's going to lead into my content. Because Angel I spoke yesterday on my recap about Angel potentially missing. She did sit out versus the Seattle Storm, a game which took place yesterday. But anyway, we go through the box score. Okay, so Angel ended up playing. Somebody said this is why you gotta check but verify, or believe. What's it called? Not check but verify. Trust but verify, I think. Because somebody said she played 37 minutes. So she didn't play 37 minutes. She played 30 minutes. But there was some fans in the stands at that game, and they said that Angel was actually asking to come out of the game because she was fatigued, and Tyler Marsh was not allowing her to sit. So Angel Reese has suffered. She's now suffering with the back injury. I feel like it's pretty serious, because if y'all can see here in the thumbnail, like, she was literally having to wear a back massager the entire game. So and I'm not sure what it is, because they're not really revealing what exactly is wrong. They're just saying it's a back injury. I'm hoping that she can, get healthy, and maybe it was just some back tightness. She just needed the massage, or she just needed a couple days rest to like get that back muscle to stop being so tense and stiff. So maybe she plays tomorrow versus the Indiana Fever. Maybe she doesn't. I don't know. But I want to talk about, because we talk about injuries, you know what I'm saying? Angel Reese is injured. She was suffering with a leg injury. Now she's dealing with a back injury. But what I want to talk about is how the Chicago Sky have injured her. Yes, the Chicago Sky have injured her. Because when we look at this game versus the Minnesota Lynx, this team, and I've come to accept it. I didn't want to, because, of course, I don't ever believe in losing. I don't ever want my favorite players to lose. So I'm never one to throw in a towel, ever. Like, I'm just not a throw in a towel person. I'm more so, let's wait till we're mathematically eliminated. But when you look at the roster of the Chicago Sky, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a roster that is going anywhere, especially with the injuries that we face. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with Angel injury, which is the heart and soul of this team, but we also dealing with injury from Ariel Atkins, which is second on our team in scoring after Angel. Like, after those two, I mean, what do you have? What do you have? Now, granted, Camila Cardoso, this is why you can't just look at the box score, because you can see here she had a double-double, but at the same time, I spoke about it the other day, like, Camila has not developed how we want her to develop. This game, she fouled out, and this other game, she fouled out. Yesterday, she fouled out. And I will say I like the. Let me get on the game. I will say I liked what Camilla um was doing in the first half. I felt like she was playing very aggressively. So I really like how she was playing in the first half. But it's like the second half come. This was another game where I felt like the Chicago Sky, like they was never in the lead, or anything like that. But I felt like for the first half of the game, I'm gonna switch to this game, make sure y'all can see it. Yeah, here you go. But I did feel like for the first half of the game, like we were keeping it competitive. But you can see here clearly, like and Camilla, I mean, she got another double. You know what I'm saying? Went 3 from 4 at the free throw line, 5 of 8. So Camilla did not shoot bad, you know what I'm saying? It just well, how can I say this? I think the best way I can say is just Camilla is doing good, right? It's not that Camilla is doing bad, but she's also just not where. Like, you know how we can clearly see that Angel took the second year leap. I don't see the second year leap from Camilla. I see Camilla trying to learn on the job. That's literally when I literally sit there and watch Camilla. If I'm not just watching a box score and I'm just talking real, like when I watch Camilla, she's not aggressive enough. Now, granted, sometimes these dumbass guards don't help her because, like for instance, I talked about turnovers. Turnovers were an issue again yesterday, right? It's another issue again. How many turnovers did they have? 19 turnovers, right? So turnovers were the freaking issue again yesterday. But some of those turnovers is because Kia Nurse is trying to do a bounce pass to Camilla Cardoso. Camilla Cardoso is 6'7". And even the announcer spoke about that. She was like, it's going to be really hard for a 6'7" post player to get all the way down on a freaking bounce pass. Like, you need to be throwing that ball up. Their height is their advantage. You throw the ball at their feet, that's where all the competition is. Like, the Sky just aren't doing shit that makes sense. And that's just because this team, unfortunately, is just not it. But when we talk about, well, how did the Chicago Sky let Angel down? Number one, Tyler Marsh. And we're going to look at, which is the Chicago Sky's head coach. This man, and let me go to the full screen. Tyler Marsh. I'm going to pull up his press conference that he did yesterday. We ain't going to watch the whole thing, but we're going to watch a little bit of it. He is saying that the team is just struggling to compete. The team is just struggling to find the competitiveness within themselves. And let's watch the clip. And he's saying he doesn't have a personnel issue, but it's like, Tyler, if the team in the locker room, I'm talking about, yeah, we got competitors. No, you don't have competitors. You don't have competitors. The only competitor that you have on this team that really wants to win and plays like they want to win every game, despite the turnovers or what the technical fouls, is Angel Reese. Angel's getting technicals because she is so emotionally invested into the game. I don't think nobody else on this damn team even has a technical. These players are bench players. They're bench players. Not Camilla Cardoso. She's not a bench player. But Rachel Banham is a bench player. Who else? Kia Nurse is a bench player. Elizabeth Williams is a bench player. Haley Van Leet is a bench player. Maddie Westbell is a bench player. Like, and mind you, some of them are starting because of the injury, but also Rachel Banham was in the starting lineup. And now Rachel Banham, we've given her claps here on this show, but I'm just saying, on any other team, Rachel Banham is a backup. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Rachel Banham hasn't been performing better, but I'm saying on any other team, Rachel Banham is a backup. Kia Nurse is a backup. what's her name? Rebecca Allen. Like, these are all backups. And I just watched him yesterday play. Just so super inconsistent. This is why I never overpraised Rebecca Allen for that 27-point game. Because to me, Rebecca Allen's shot is not good. And you can tell that because of the inconsistency. The shot is not good. Kia Nurse is not good. Now, Rachel Banham, she can hit that three. I'm going to get that to Rachel Banham, bar none. But the rest of them, and I'll say, okay, I liked, Maddie Westbell's minutes yesterday. I could reshare my screen because it's like, let me just go through briefly what their stats even were yesterday. And then I'm going to get to the Tyler Marsh interview. I'm going to watch a little bit of Rachel Banham and Elizabeth Williams interview. And then I'm going to look at the chat, and then I'm going to move to the Cowboys content. But if we look here, look here, hold on. If we look here, see what these people did. Elizabeth Williams, 11 points. Okay, I'm back. I think the stream froze. Sorry, guys. But if we look at Elizabeth Williams, and maybe this will be better. Yeah, I'm going to do this view better so that y'all can have a better view of me. But actually, no, I can't do that because I can't even. Actually, I can because I can see on the main screen. So Elizabeth Williams, she's the first person up here. She had 11 points, 3 turnovers, a block, a steal, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. So it's like, that's not bad. Of course, her plus minus was negative 25, but it's like, that's not a bad game. It's just, she shot 5 of 8 from the field, 1 from the free throw line. So it's not like she played bad. It's just not enough. Like, that's why you can't just look at the box score, because Elizabeth Williams also, there was plenty of times when we talk about rebounding, there was so many times I kept getting frustrated with Elizabeth Williams because I'm like, bruh, get the ball. It's like nobody on the Chicago Sky can rebound outside of Angel Reese. And you might say, oh, well, Angel Reese, she just takes over all the rebound. Okay, well, Angel Reese was on the bench with a back massager. So what were you doing? You weren't Elizabeth Williams. You only got 4 rebounds. I can tell you only got 4 rebounds. So many times the ball was in Elizabeth's hand. She dropping it. The people are stealing out of her hand. It's like, God dang. Like, this is why I can't stand these players, because it's like, oh, you have a game like Elizabeth Williams when her brother was in the stand. She was going off in Atlanta. But then you look at her, the rest of the games, where is she at? Nowhere to be found. Move on. Who's next? Camila Cardoso, 13 points. 11 rebounds, no assists, a steal, 2 turnovers. I already talked about her. She shot 3 of... No, I think that was the other game. So she shot 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 5 of 8. So she didn't shoot bad either. But again, when you actually watch the game, like, there's turnovers, issues. You know what I'm saying? Won't say the finishing is that big of an issue because it was 5 of 8. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why we also got to blame Tyler Marsh, because it's like Camila Cardoso in the first half was playing out of her mind. Like, I'm not going to sit here and hold you. She was playing very, very well. But then the second half, it just got out of hand. And then again, she fouled out again in this game. Now, some of them fouls are BS. But I already talked about it in my last video. A lot of Camila's fouls is because every time she's guarding a shorter person, instead of putting her hand straight up, she always wants to go in at an angle, and she always ends up hitting or swiping her arm, and they're going to call it every single time. She also had the worst plus minus, or the second to worst plus minus in WNBA history. I really think that came from the second half of the game, though, because I don't think she was playing bad, or even if the team may have been losing, but Camila Cardozo was playing well that first half. It was the second half. Same thing as the game versus the Minnesota Lynx. Started off pretty good. That third quarter, it was just uncompetitive. And I'm like, this has been a pattern with Tyler Marsh. It's a pattern with him. Like, how many times are you gonna come out of halftime? How many times are you gonna start off hot, come out of halftime, and completely wet the freaking bed in the third quarter? Like, how many losses is it gonna take for you to figure something out? Then we go to Rachel Banham, 13 points. But look what she shot from the 3-point. Didn't shoot well from the 3-point. Didn't shoot that great from the field either. So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, yeah, I got 13 points. But it's like, when did these points come? Look at your efficiency. And Rachel Banham only had 1 assist. As our point guard, Rachel Banham only had 1 assist. Like, that's not good. And then you look at everybody else. It says Rebecca Allen, 2 points. Like, horrible. Kia Nurse, 5 points. We brought her here to shoot threes. 1 of 6 from the 3-point, 2 of 11 from the field. Like, it's a joke. Maddie Westbeld. I said I liked her business, but she only gave us 3 points and 2 rebounds. She shot 1 of 9 from the field and 1 of 4 from the 3-point line. Like, it's just Mariah Jefferson. I have no idea why we didn't find some way to get out of that contract. She can't even play for real. They showed clips of her just limping on the court. She played 1 minute. They had to take her out immediately. Like, come on, guys. Like, this team is a joke. It's a joke. Haley Van Leaf did okay. But I still think Haley Van Leef's just not ready for the W. I just think she needs some more time. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of defended Haley Van Leef at the beginning of the season. I was like, she's in the WNBA. She, of course, you know, she wouldn't be here if she wasn't ready. No, bro, she ain't ready. Like, she definitely needs to be in Unrivaled or some other type of league this summer to get her up to speed. I feel the same way about Maddie Westbeld. And then talking about Marquisha Davis, to me, she was bad, and you can just cut her right now. That's my personal opinion. Like, to me, she couldn't even dribble. I was like, what is going on with her dribbling? Like, as soon as she come in, turning the ball over, was being aggressive and wasn't shooting well. I mean, you went 1 of 5. Like, now, granted, we can say, well, just her first game, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, girl, you on a 7-day contract, so it's not like you have all this time to, like, become good. You know what I'm saying? To actually help us. So it's like you picked up, and this is like the Chicago Sky. This is what I'm saying. You picked up Marquisha Davis. This is what she gave you. When you literally have still Odyssey Tim still on the streets. Like, what is Jeff P? I can't say his last name. I think it's like Pelicula or something like that. But what is he doing? Like, you saw Ariel Atkins go down. You made no adjustments. You saw Kia Nurse was giving you nothing. You didn't waver. Like, what have you actually been doing? It's almost like when Vandersloot went down, y'all decided. This is how I'm saying the Chicago Sky hurt Angel Reese. Y'all were trying to phase Angel Reese out. And let me look at the chat. Okay, y'all just in here. Might be on time. Move on from Camila to improve spacing around Angel. Our medical or condition team need a start point to open up for Angel. Hey, Tula Play. Glad to see you. You know, Lou, you said we may. I'm just going to y'all's chat. It might be time to move on from Camila. What's up, ZD? It's a new one of my, I believe, subscribers. What's up, ZD? Glad to see you. Kelvin said, what did you say, Kelvin? Chicago's medical or condition team has never been great. And that's crazy. And what's crazy, Kelvin, is the university. It's like University of Chicago Medicine, like their med school or whatever, literally is like the number one sponsor of the Chicago Sky. Like, but anyways, Lou says might be time to move on from Camilla to improve spacing around Angel. I don't know, man. I feel like I don't want the skyscrapers to be separated. I just feel like Camilla went overseas and played in China this offseason when she should have been an unrivaled. Like, she should have been putting in work to get better. She should have been calling up Hall of Famer Tina Charles. She should have been trying to figure out a way to get in contact with Aaliyah Boston. But instead, she was overseas playing lesser competition. No offense, but playing lesser competition and not getting better. And even now with Angel out, like they're trying to make Camilla drive to the hole. That's not her game. So it's just not looking right. It's like Tyler Marsh has no effing clue how to use the personnel in which he has. He has no clue what he's doing. When he got this team, he wanted Courtney Vandersloot to be the leader. So did Jeff P, the owner, not the owner, sorry, the GM of the Chicago Sky. That's why at the beginning of the season, you saw Angel doing nothing but setting screens and playing defense. But then when Vandersloot went down, it forced Tyler Marsh's hand. Actually, you know who forced his hand? Angel forced his hand, because Angel then showed who she was, and then Tyler Marsh started saying things like, "Oh, we want Angel to play aggressively and all this shit." But if you go back to those clips at the beginning of the season, it was all about Courtney Vandersloot. When they were asking, how can we get Angel more involved? He said, we want to get everybody involved. You see what I'm saying? Like, Tyler Marsh was not a believer of Angel Reese. He wasn't. She made him a believer, which is wild, because it's like, wasn't she the only all-star on y'all's team? But this is what I'm saying. Like, but then Jeff P put out that bogus-ass article saying, oh, we need more from Angel. Angel took that like a true competitor and just leveled right on up. But still, this is some BS. This is kind of reminding me of how my Dallas Cowboys have done my quarterback. It's just all on you, Dak. We go as Dak goes. That is not how you're going to win a championship. It's just all on this person. We just need this person to be better. No, we need the team to be better. When you look at the Seattle Storm, how many All-Stars did the Seattle Storm have? Nika Bumake, Gabby Williams, Skylar Diggins. These people have 3 All-Stars in their starting lineup. 3 All-Stars. And what did the Chicago Sky have? Angel Reese. That's it. And it's just such a joke. Like, bro, I want to show y'all this because it's a joke. Like, I'm supposed to be going in on Chicago Sky, so I'm gonna go in on them, and I promise I'm gonna get to the interview. But look at this nonsense that the Chicago Sky gave Angel for breaking the double doubles record again. Like, this is what they gave Angel. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, first of all, let's just share this. Share this tab instead. Can y'all see this? Yeah, here we go. Chicago Sky. Shout out. Y'all know I love I Talk Hoops. Shout out to I Talk Hoops. At name is Trendy Hoop Stars. Y'all please go follow them. Love them. They always got the stats. If you're a stat person, I love stats. You know, not more than film, but I still do love stats. So y'all please go get him a follow. But this is the Chicago Sky's margin of defeat in games without Angel Reese. Lost by 31, lost by 17, Lost by 5. These are games from last year because all the games without Angel Reese have been blowouts. Lost by 16. Lost by 33. Lost by 37. Lost by 38. The Chicago Sky are nearly 13 points worse in point differential when Angel Reese is out of the lineup. Then y'all please look at this shit. Y'all see I put up here the Chicago Sky. This organization is a joke. Look at this shit. They couldn't even give Angel real flowers. I don't even know what's in that basket. Probably some Bath and Body Works. Like, please be for real. If this is the cake y'all gave her. Actually, I don't know if this is from this year, guys. This may be from last year. But still, look at this cake. Angel. WNBA record consecutive. Double, like, what? What? Like, what is this nonsense? It's a joke. I'm trying to see what else. Oh, here it is. This 38-point loss is the largest deficit for the Sky this season. This is also the worst start through 24 games since the 2006 season, where they started 3-21. Tyler Marsh has zero clue what he's doing. Even when you look at Angel Reese, even when you look at how Angel Reese has leveled up over these past few games, been on a historic tear, it's all Angel Reese. Tyler Marsh is still not scheming up plays for Angel. He's still not scheming up plays for Angel. It's Angel saying, I'm going to go ISO ball with Nafisa Collier, the Defensive Player of the Year. It's Angel doing it. I'm not seeing pick and roll. I'm not seeing fast break points for Angel like that. You'll see it in one game, then you don't see it for 2 games. Then you'll see it. Like, we're not even seeing this offense run through Angel, yet Angel is still the leading scorer on the team. Isn't that wild? So imagine if she actually had a coach that could scheme up plays. Imagine that. For my Dallas Wings fans, remember I talked about yesterday how the difference between Tyler Marsh and Chris Coclanis is Chris Coclanis had a one-off game versus the Phoenix Mercury where I feel like it had nothing to do with him. Tyler Marsh had this one-off game versus the Minnesota Lynx, right? When they won once. But when we look at that game, why did they win? It's because in the Wings game, the rookies were playing outside of themselves. Angel had a fantabulous game versus the Minnesota Lynx when we won, right? But then Chris Coclanis got him another win where I'm like, okay, this was actually a schemed win. I actually saw you scheming plays for Paige. I actually saw you scheming up plays for Arike. I've yet to see a game where Tyler Marsh is scheming up plays for his personnel. Even Ariel, he don't even scheme plays for Ariel Atkins. Like, I'm like, this nigga don't know how to scheme. Because the last great game that Ariel Atkins had, why was it great? Because Ariel Atkins was making some crazy ass shots. That had nothing to do with scheme and everything to do with her personal ability. We have a joke as a head coach. The Chicago Sky, Tyler Marsh, they got him because they said he was this player developer and all of this stuff. But it's like, guys, it's different. It is different from being a development coach where I can work with this player specifically one-on-one day after day and develop their skills compared to I have to manage a roster. I've got to manage a roster. I've got to know how to manage minutes. I got to know how to scheme up plays. And the games in the Chicago and the W are just like one after the other. So you really don't have that much time to plan. Like, this was not the team to give Tyler Marsh. He should have had a veteran team where he could lean on the vets, and then maybe he'd look better. But when you have a team that needs this development, he's not the man for the job. You bring a veteran coach to develop young players, like. But this is why it goes on Jeff P. It goes on you, Jeff P. Let me see what else y'all saying in the chat. Oh, man. No urgency at all. Yeah, they were horrible yesterday on the glass. It was god awful. It was god awful. Marshmallow has his issues, but Jeff gave him key nurse and broken salute and said, "Give me playoffs." Like, bruh, yeah, that's true. The Tula plays. I'm with you. I already talked about it. The roster not good. The roster is in no way good. I really think we have the worst outside of the Connecticut Suns. We have the worst roster. We have the worst, and I'm not even sure if the Connecticut Suns roster is bad or it's more so their coach, because he's the coach, I think, from France. There's a language barrier. There's some issues there, because I don't even think the Sun. I don't know. It may be a tie. Who? Y'all let me know in the chat. Who y'all think is worse? Is the Chicago Sky roster worse than the Connecticut Suns, or is the Connecticut Sun roster worse than the Chicago Sky? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat. Right. Plays 6'7". Mila plays. She is 6'7", but plays 5'7". Right. Like yesterday, getting blocked by Skylar Diggins. It's like Camilla doesn't play like she's 6'7". She doesn't play like other players who are that tall. You feel them. Camilla does not know how to make someone feel her. She's too finesse. She's huge, but she's a finesse player, in my opinion. Courtney Paris, yeah. They brought her in. I don't know what the hell the Chicago Sky assistant coaches are doing. Nothing. That's what they're doing. Absolutely nothing. The basement said, that's the question, right? Like, so if Mariah Jefferson was a better PG, then I'd say she moves to SC, but we don't have good PG play and she barely gets minutes. Yeah, because she's still hurt. Mo Jeff, she's cooked. She couldn't even stay in the game 1 minute. She was limping. Right. Because, I mean, it said if we have Kenny Carter back, then having HVL to PG would make sense. Right. Because you have the offense would pretty much be flowing through Kennedy Carter and Angel like it was last year. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that. But even so, Haley Van Leet, I see her before the practice, like just working on ball handling. Like she's just behind. She's not at the W level of play yet. You know? Sims has personal issues. She is not available. Hence why nobody picked her up. Okay. That makes sense. Angel plays better without Sloop. That's for sure. Man. What's up to my guy AJ? Glad to see you. Glad to see you, AJ. We still need to connect on that collab. Drew. Look at Drew. I don't care what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, y'all please go subscribe to AJ. Y'all probably already subscribed to him because I just got here. He been here. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to AJ. But I love his content for sure. But anyway, let me bring up this interview with Tyler Marsh, and then all y'all Sky fans, y'all probably gonna be like, I'm out because I'm gonna start talking about the Cowboys. But let me bring in this interview with Tyler Marsh. He is such a joke of a coach. Like, who knew? I ain't gonna lie, I was excited, and there was many people that was excited about him too, because they were like, "Oh my God, he's from the Aces." Blah, 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 blah. But I'm telling you, we got the wrong coach from the Aces. We should have got what's her name from the Valkyrie? That's who we should have got. There was 2 assistants on the market, and we picked dumbass Tyler Marsh. What's her name? Head coach of Valkyries, Natalie Nakase. Yeah, that's who we should have got. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name right, but Natalie Nakase, and she was named Coach of the Month. Like she is who we should have got. Let me share her on the screen. Somebody put on X, they were like, who do y'all think is a good team for like Angel to get traded to? The Valkyries. Let me Damn, what am I trying to do? It's hard to just do all of this stuff I'm trying to do at one time. But yeah, this is who we should have got. This is who we should have got. This is who we should have got. Because she got a bunch of role players playing with that have a playoff spot. That's what Natalie has done. That's what Natalie has done. Her players are her team is playoffs. They're fighting for playoffs with a bunch of role players and backups. I think Angel would work wonders because I'm like, I don't want Angel. People are like, well, I want her to go to Liberty. No, I don't. I don't want her to go to the Liberty because I'm selfish and I want Angel Reese to be the star. I want a team. Call me selfish or dumb. I don't care. I want a team built around Angel. I don't want to go to a team where Angel will just be a cog in the machine. If she goes to New York, yeah, sure, she's gonna, help them win another championship. But we already know that team is Stewie's, JJ's, and Sabrina Ionescu. So Angel goes there. I'm not even sure if Angel even starts on that team because of just so much firepower they already have over there. So I don't want her to go to the Liberty. I don't want her to go to the Minnesota Lynx because now, granted, the Minnesota Lynx need her. She's way better than Alana Smith, so she'd be starting on the Minnesota Lynx. We saw Cheryl Reeves trying to recruit her the whole All-Star game, having personal side chats. So we know the Minnesota Lynx wants her. Her mentor Fee is over there as well. But at the same time, I don't want her going over there because that's going to always be Fee's team. You feel me? Like, I want Angel. I want a team built around Angel. That's what I want. And so when I think of, I'm like, we need a team with a competent front office, unlike the Chicago Sky. So I feel like the Valkyrie would be perfect. I gotta look at other teams, try to see like, where would she be a good fit? My Dallas Wings. We need her on my Dallas Wings. Because if she come to my Dallas Wings, like, it's bigger in Dallas, so it's like it's enough for Angel to be. It's just like how we got the Dallas Cowboys. Dak's the star, CeeDee's the star, Micah's the star. So, and the Mavs, when Luka was here, Luka was the star. Kyrie's the star. You know what I'm saying? Then we brought AD. So Dallas, we can have multiple. So and we already know Paige and Angel are close as fuck. So it's like if we bring y'all, I will spaz out. That's who the Dallas Wings should really go and try to get if they serious about winning. You know what I'm saying? But because granted, I love Lee Uru. I love Lee, and y'all know I've not been shy about it. I love Lee Uru, but I would gladly replace her and have Lee coming off the bench. Actually, no, Lee is our center. So I'm sorry. No, F all that. All we gotta do is get rid of Geisel-Slaughter. Yeah, put Geisel-Slaughter on the bench. So those are my two teams for Angels: the Valkyries or the Dallas Wings. If we talk about trade Angel, trade her to those two teams. Trade her to those two teams and see what happens. But yeah, the Lynx in the whatever their name is, what is it? The Liberty. Nah, I'm good on those teams for selfish reasons. For selfish reasons. AJ says he has a question. What's your question? He said, last year was my first year as a Cowboys fan. Oh, new living in Dallas. Is it worth giving them another year? Yeah, AJ, I feel like, listen, our owner is crazy. He's 80 years old. So it is different in Dallas. I'm not going to sit here and hold you. It's different in Dallas. It's not like these other teams. But I would not be a fan of any other football team as long as I live. That's just how it is. It's just like, we are the team since our Super Bowls in the 70s. We're the team of the underdogs. We're going to forever be that. That's why we're going to forever be America's team. Everybody hates us. You know what I'm saying? We're the most hated, but that's how it is. And yes, we got a Super Bowl drought, but who don't have a Super Bowl drought outside of the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots? And I don't think the New England Patriots going back anytime soon. So really the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the only ones who been controlling it. And then Philly won one. But I don't expect Philly to two-peat or three-peat. People think Philly will. I don't think so, but we'll see. Perfect team or with LA, Jackson, Plum, and Hamby. Yeah, see, that could work. Because I feel like you can easily push Hamby to the bench. You know what I'm saying? She's the team that has 4 shooters around her. She can still be the star. LA need her. Okay, he said. Okay, so Tulip is rebutting that. She's saying LA need her defense and rebound, and they provide her the space she needs. Oh no, she's saying LA is good. A team that has 4 shooters around her, but she can still be a star. LA. Okay, so you like LA. All right, LA is a good choice. I guess for the reason you named. Plus Hollywood Barbie. Yeah, that would be great for her. If you give up Reese, send her to Dallas. That's what I'm saying. Send her to Dallas, bruh. If we got Angel Reese in Dallas, I would die. She ain't going. Yeah, she not going nowhere. This guy ain't gonna trade her, bro. They ain't gonna trade her. I don't give a damn what Carly Bell is saying. I'm out. They would hate to trade Angel or Camilla and blow. It's like, girl, the Chicago Sky ain't trading her. They know how much money she bring in. They're not trading her. JP gonna ride Angel till he can't no more. She becomes a star. Okay, I feel that. Trade deadline August 7th. Now that's in 2 weeks. Said, hey, anything is possible. At the deadline, I don't want to not like Chicago, but I'm an Angel Reese fan. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go where Angel goes. That's me personally. I go where Angel goes. But shout out, it's Chicago. I'm not a Chicago Sky fan, but shout out to the fans. Because it's like, if Angel go, I don't know what y'all going to be doing. She cooked the front office. Yeah, I did see her cook the front office. Yeah, I did see that. Well, I didn't watch it, but I heard she did cook the front office. I like Carly Bell. I just think sometimes she says something that's like, what? But I like Carly Bell, to be honest. There's only one Barbie. That's true. There is only one Barbie. That's true. But anyway, let me get to this damn Tyler Marsh interview. This dumbass. Let me get it queued up. All right, I got it queued up. Turn this background music off or pause it for the red alert. Pause this. And we're going to share this screen. All right, y'all can see it. Sorry, let me take Andre off the screen. What up, 100 grams, my guy? Okay, here we go. So this is Tyler Marsh's dumbass. This is his post-game presser to from yesterday. Please listen to this. Link is in the description. All right. And I think this is from Chicago State of Mind Sports. Love their content. Shout them out. Y'all see the big ass logo right there. So I'm not stealing content. Just so everybody makes that clear. But the link will be in the description. Because they got on somebody's ass the other day on X. They're like, can you please make sure you tag us when you use our content? So I'm letting everybody know this is not my content. This is Chicago State of Mind Sports content. And link will be in the description. Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Hey, Coach. Just wondering about Angel and just kind of timeline or how she's doing.
It'll be day to day. She was pretty sore this morning, and so didn't want to mess with it being a back issue. So we'll see how she feels going into Sunday.
Naomi.
Hey, Coach. What is the messaging to players at this point? You're 17 losses in. A lot of these losses are starting to look the same. It's the second half of the season. How are you finding ways to motivate this team without being redundant, your messaging?
Yeah, I think sometimes it is redundant, but right now the messaging is compete. We got to find that will to compete, and when it's difficult. And so that hasn't been us since the break has ended, and we got to dig in and find that. That's been the messaging.
Christian Conley, Winsider, with competing at this point with all of the injuries, just to be honest, do you guys feel like you have the personnel to compete?
you always have the personnel to compete. It's not a talent thing right now. Right now, we're looking for a fight. We're looking for competitors, and we have that in the locker room. It just needs to show itself more. So that starts with me and finding different ways to motivate them. But yeah, competing is what's missing these last couple games.
Andy?
Hey Coach, Marquisha got her first minutes tonight. Wanted to know what you thought out of her first performance in the Sky uniform.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge and judge off of one game. But I thought she got in there and she was confident. She got up some shots pretty early, and so it was good to see that aggressiveness from her. She fits into to the locker room and what have you, and so we'll see what she continues to bring. But I thought it was a solid first day for her first game.
Thank you.
Carly?
Coach, this is the worst start in franchise history since 2006 through 24 games. I mean, you say that you're looking
That
for
baby
compete,
is
you're
fed
looking
up.
for fight, but what is the goal right now? Because it looks like the playoffs are starting to just get further and further out of reach. So are you guys still looking to compete for a playoff spot, or is it just trying to stack days?
Yeah, I think you got to stack days before you can set your eyes on what those goals are long term. I think right now we're looking to build that mindset, to get back to that mindset of competing regardless of who we're down body-wise right now. That should be the motivation right now. If you do that enough, if you stack enough days, then the results will take care of themselves. But right now we're not doing a good enough job of competing right now.
Chris?
Coach, Rebecca and Kia have
All right, I'm stopping there because I'm not playing this whole thing because he just gonna whisper the whole time. But anyways, his ass really gets on my nerve. But this man, what did he say? Talking about we're just struggling to compete right now, but we have the people in the room. Like, what the fuck are you talking? No, you don't. Either you're a competitor or you're not. You don't grow into a competitor. Tyler Marsh does not have what it takes to be a head coach of a WNBA basketball team. Now, granted, I'm not saying that I was a fan of Teresa Witherspoon because I was not. I was saying please fire her as well. But at the same time, like, for the most part, like, the team fought for her. Were there some blowouts? Yes, especially without Angel. But the team still fought for her. I feel like the team believed in her and trusted her. And I feel like Angel and Camilla felt believed in. You bring in Tyler Marsh, like, this guy never believed in Angel. I think he wanted to try to make Camilla beat Angel so that maybe he didn't have to really use Angel at all offensively. He saw that shit didn't work. Like, anybody with eyes could have told you Angel first, Camilla second. And this is no knock to Camilla. I'm just saying, when you talk about the aggressor, Angel is your enforcer. She's the heartbeat of your team. Camilla Cardoso is not that and was never that. She's just a really talented player that I feel like needs to develop more to really be dominant in the W. But Tyler Marsh is not it. Jeff P is not it. I believe that this team would do better since we're already out of. I know we're not mathematically eliminated, but let's just face it: the Chicago Sky are not making the playoffs. Get rid of these coaches get rid of Jeff P and start to build anew and start to prepare for next season. That's what I feel like you should be doing. And hey, if you bring in a coach here and y'all somehow in a current playoff team slips by the cracks and you can squeeze in there, fabulous. But sticking with Tyler Marsh and sticking with Jeff P, this team is no. And then another thing that Jeff P did is he traded all the first round draft picks. So the Chicago Sky, they have a first round draft pick for next year, but it's at 5. We're the worst team in the league. We should be picking at 1 or 2. But we don't have that pick. And I forgot why we don't have that. We don't have our own first round pick. I think we have the Connecticut Suns or somebody's first round pick. We don't have our own. And then we traded our first round 2027 draft pick, which is Juju's draft, for Ariel Atkins. Like, so think of it like this: you traded Sonya Citron and you traded Juju and Sonya Citron for Ariel Atkins. You traded Sonya Citron and Juju. Just think of it like that: potentially Juju for Ariel Atkins. And granted, you didn't. A shout out to HDTV. I love HDTV. HD was saying, he was like, bro, you didn't need to trade for Ariel Atkins. I think that was HD. It may have been HD or Key or Show. One of them. They were like, you didn't need to trade for her. You could have just simply allowed her to write out her contract, become a free agent. Then you sign her as a free agent. And then you could have had Ariel Atkins, Angel Reese, Sonya Citron, potentially Juju Watkins. He blew it. Like, you need this team needs a full reconstruction rebuild. It needs a rebuild. But anyway, I think I'm good enough on the Chicago Sky content. I'm tired of it. I don't know. Is the Chicago Sky really put Angel Reese at a disadvantage? And it's amazing that she's been able to get the stats, and do what she's doing. Have really good dominant wins. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing that she's done that, because she's with the coach that didn't believe in her, that's still not running plays for her, in a front office that's not serious. So if Angel Reese is facing any injury, yes, she has the back injury, but she's also been injured by this Chicago Sky organization. They have failed her tremendously, and at this point, I think everybody should be fired. But if you're not going to be fired, Jeff Peake, if you're not going to be fired, Tyler Marsh, then begin to develop a plan to get a team around Angel Reese. Not anybody else. Get a team around Angel Reese. She is your best player. She's proven that 2 years in a row now. I'm done on this topic. All right. Moving on to my Cowboys content. Let's see what y'all saying. He was building around. Yeah, Angel's the only dog. Yeah. They were messed up. They need to clear out. Yeah. The team is just awful. It's awful. Yeah, she's doing this on a bad team. The team is horrible. But anyway, let me switch to my Dallas Cowboys content. I got 2 interviews that I want to. We're not gonna watch the whole interview because I don't want the copyright monsters to try to get me. But we're gonna watch clips of CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott's interview, because I don't think. This is why I watch the interviews for myself, because our media, Dallas Cowboys media, it's like, out of all the quotes that CeeDee said, they just want to focus on Micah contract, and they like to put out clickbait quotes, like Tyler Smith saying we're gonna win the Super Bowl, or CeeDee Lamb saying he trusts us over everybody. Like, they love putting out clickbait quotes that can go viral on ESPN and all of this shit. Like, it's so fucking annoying. But CeeDee Lamb actually was probably put out the best interview he's ever had, and it wasn't because of none of them quotes the media was putting out. So we're gonna listen to what CeeDee Lamb said, and then we're gonna transition to Dak, and then I'm gonna end the show on that. So this is gonna be it's a long show, but we keep going. We're gonna keep going. All right, so if I bring up, get out of here. Yeah, I might keep that up. Okay, so we're gonna bring up, and I got the timestamps for CeeDee and Dak, so I'm not going to have to skip through or anything, because I know where everything is at. Y'all give me a second. I'm pulling it up. If y'all don't know, The Dallas Cowboys are at training camp, so there's a lot of exciting things. Football is back, baby. I wish I had my buttons, but yeah, football is back. Football is back. Football is back. And my favorite part of football being back is the player interviews and the coaching interviews. That really is like one of my favorite parts. I mean, of course, watching the games and stuff, but we don't have no games to watch. We just have like interviews and quote. But I still like during the season, like hearing from the coaches, hearing from the players, so that I can get an in-depth view on what's going on with my team, in-depth view of what's going on with players, how they are seeing situations and understanding things. So, we're gonna pull up CeeDee's interview. Cause I'm like, damn, this is CeeDee. This was the best interview CeeDee has ever done. I'm like, damn, CeeDee is different. We listen to what he's saying, he is a totally different person, even from last year. So let me pull it up. All right, hold on. Gotta bring up the proper timestamps. Okay, yeah, we can start off because I did want him to listen to how he talks about this situation. It didn't get no. I think he did have the whole question in there. Okay, so oh, hold on. I'm dumb. I didn't even share my screen. I'm sorry, y'all. Take this off and to mute this music. All right. Anyway, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay, anyways. All right, here we go. See Dangerous Lamb. And I can do it like this. All right, let's listen to See Dangerous. This is on the Dallas Cowboys YouTube. Link will be in the description. This is not my content. We will not be watching the full interview. Y'all can watch the full interview on Dallas Cowboys YouTube channel. But we'll just be watching different clips and stuff like that. All right. Capiche. All right.
And it's a lot of
Sorry, I got started.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Your thoughts on today's feisty practice? It's already 2 days in, and you already got a couple of.
I feel like the anticipation, and it's a lot of guys that are antsy to put pads on, and that's kind of the tendency when you get a lot of guys that's excited to play ball. But we do have to have a lot more discipline. I do feel like we got to learn how to practice. But besides that, man, the energy is going to be up. I don't get the, not to call anyone out, the fall on the ground situation. Some can be controlled, but then sometimes we're playing ball. That's the one that kind of put a little question mark on me. But I do love what Shotty's doing here. We gotta instill more discipline between the guys, myself included. Even if I'm not a part of it, I can do a better job of leading these guys and understanding the situation and feeling like we can, I get it that you're angry, but we don't have no pads on. Like, it's literally no protection. So whatever you do is going to hurt us as a team and as a unit. So just together being better at practice overall and just having a little more self-control and understanding the situation, it's bittersweet. It can go either way.
Part of what Shotty was, because I think after that fight.
So if we pause it there, clearly he talking about what's his name? Booth. Because if y'all don't know, George Pickens, we had a scare literally the first day of practice. And I'm like, we should have never had that scare in the first place. And Shotty spoke about it. Booth basically attacked George Pickens and made him fall. George Pickens, we thought was hurt. Thank God it was just a cramp. He's been participating in camp. He's fine. Thank God. But it's like, CeeDee is like, I don't get that. Like, why would you do that? Because you doing something stupid. He's like, and I get that you're in the moment, blah, blah, blah. But like, we got to think. That to me just shows so much maturity because he's speaking as an authority figure, right? And I didn't get that clip. But I think we're going to have, it's in this interview, but I didn't timestamp it. Y'all know how I've talked about on this channel how I effing hated how Mike McCarthy rotated captains. I don't think we rotating captains no more because CeeDee said as a captain. I think CeeDee knows, like, of course we haven't rolled it out yet, but I think CeeDee for sure is going to be a captain for the year, how it should be. Like that rotating captain. Oh, this backup center is a captain today. Like, what kind of bullshit is this? This is football. This is the National Football League. Like, we're in the National Football League. This is not Little League. Like, do they even, people don't even do rotating like, this isn't high school. This is the National Football League. Like, rotating captains, everybody get a trophy type of BS. See, that type of stuff is soft. So anyway, but he was speaking in that situation, if you listen, about Booth and Pickens, because Booth, like I said, tackled him out of bounds. Pickens fell, ended up just being a cramp. So it's like he's trying to say, yeah, we get you're antsy, but we need to use our effing heads. Like, let's use our heads, guys. Because we know what it's like to lose a player. Many teams have lost players already here in the offseason. We lost Sam Williams last year at camp. So it's like we've got to think better. You know what I'm saying? We've got to be smarter with what we're doing because it's going to take all of us staying healthy to actually get to where we want to get. Period. And when pads are not on, there's no protection. That's what he's saying. There's no protection when pads are not on. And I'm going to take a like break. Y'all, I haven't even looked at the likes at all. Let me look at my likes. Where you at, likes? Just take a like break. View in the live control room. Okay. Okay. So it say I got 22 likes, but it said it's how many of y'all in here? 70 of y'all in here and only got 22 likes. I know some of y'all watching on the X side, but I need y'all to come over to the YouTube side. I posted the link on my channel. Come to the YouTube side and like the stream, please. Come to the YouTube side and like the stream. I would appreciate that very, very much. Thank you. But anyway, let's continue on to, this is the big one I want to talk about. We're going to fast forward it a little bit to here.
The truth. I will be honest. It's just, I can be as strong, as fast, as explosive as I want to be, but if I can't control it to where Dak understands how explosive or how in and out my breaks I can be, I think I did that essentially just for me, and it's not never just for me. I have to do things to his tailoring, essentially, just making sure that he's enjoying, he's seeing the right things, he's seeing my breaks, it's defined routes, it's small things, man. It's critiquing myself, not slipping on some of the routes, just having my foot right, things of that nature. So like just being available for my team and being here, being able to lead, being able to tell guys right from wrong, things of that nature. Like, I feel like the small things that I could have done last year, obviously not being here because of my situation, but that's neither here nor there. I got it done. I'm happy to be here. I'm able to lead my troops again. It's good.
So he talks about how he's able to lead the troops again. I'm gonna let this play in the background so that I can get to the next clip. But I think that was huge because many people have questioned. Let's be honest. Many people have questioned Dak and CeeDee's relationship. Many people. And I think, it really triggered people. There was an incident with CeeDee's mom, talking shit. Let's just be frank, talking shit about Dak and how Dak don't want to win and all of this type of crazy stuff. And I believe people really thought that, like, Dak and CeeDee, they really don't F with each other like that. And, there was even former Cowboys players, Des Bryant, alluding that Dak and CeeDee hated each other and all of this type of stuff. And I believe, like, Dak and CeeDee have been showing since the beginning of the offseason, like, they're closer than ever. But when I get to sit here and listen to CeeDee talk about how because I'm gonna be honest, in the past, it's like CeeDee would acknowledge his flaws or his faults, but then he'll say, but X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I had 2 drops, but but I'm pointing the finger at something else or somebody else. This is where I saw CeeDee for sure. This is where I feel like he took full accountability. Sorry, I hate it being so quiet. Someone just have the music not too loud. But anyway, this is the interview where CeeDee took full accountability. And what he's describing when he talks about, I have to tailor, he's like, I realized that like I was doing that just for me. I can be explosive. I can do all this stuff that's cool. But what does that amount to if my quarterback doesn't get me the ball? Meaning, when you look at, people always look at relationships like Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey, or look at relationship like Tom Brady, Gronk. They always say that like the reason why their connection is so special is because they know from body language literally what each other is gonna do. Like Brady will say, "Oh, I know what Gronk is gonna do based off if he does this or this." That's from picking up nuances because your wide receiver is doing the same thing every single time. So you begin to pick up, okay, if he does this and that means he's going here. If he does this and that means he's going there. But if your routes aren't crisp, it's different from route to route, what you're looking like. It's going to affect the timing. It's going to affect the chemistry between you and your quarterback. So I'm glad that CeeDee now is like, hey, I had to realize my focus is Dak. And he's sounding a lot like the playmaker. Because if y'all listen to the playmaker, Michael Irvin, when he talks about the 90s and stuff like that, he talks about Troy. And he's like, listen, I never wanted Troy to be upset at me ever. I don't care if Troy out there throwing picks. I'm always like, Troy, it's okay, Troy. I'm out here. I'm here because he's the one throwing you the ball. That's what wide receivers have to, that's what you have to realize. Like, Dak is throwing you the ball. If you want the ball and you want to be able to connect and produce at a high level, y'all been playing since 2020. So it's like, I know, well, you didn't have a full year with Dak that year, but let's just say, give or take, y'all been playing together 4 or 5 years now. It's time. We should see better. Not saying y'all didn't have great chemistry, because clearly y'all did in 2023, but there was a fall off in 2024 because they were separated. That's what CeeDee was speaking about. Because they were separated, there was things that he couldn't work on with Dak. He couldn't work on with his guys. Like he said, I'm out here now leading my guys, leading the troops, but that wasn't something that he could do when he was away because of the stupid contract. But CeeDee finally understanding that it is about him and Dak's connection, because that's what's going to make him, people, is CeeDee top, see top 5, if he's top 10, but it's the chemistry between the quarterback and the wide receiver that make the quarterback great, that make the wide receiver great. It's the chemistry. It's the togetherness. Y'all saw me. It's still on my page. I posted it everywhere. It's still on my Instagram, where I made a post saying, speak up, Dak. I said, Dak, you got to get closer to these guys. And we're going to get the Dak interview and show that he is getting closer to his guys. But it's like, it can't just be about X's and O's. Like, you really got to build bonds with these guys. Like, are you building bonds? Because why are we having breakdowns in communication in the biggest moments? That doesn't seem like y'all bonded up like y'all should be. So anyway, if we keep listening, I think that was huge for CeeDee wanting to call himself out. I feel like this is the first interview where he really called himself out. No buts, no this, no that. Just literally focusing on himself and how he knows that he needs to be better for Dak. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be better for Dak. I've said that. Where is Dak's generals? Where's his generals? Who is going to be able to step up? Why is it always all on Dak? It's always Dak this, Dak that. It can't always be on Dak. We pay CeeDee a lot of money too. We consider him the best wide receiver in the NFL too. So when he drops the ball, when he's running lazy routes, we got to call him out about that too. Just plain and simple. Plain and simple. When he's throwing temper tantrums in biggest moments, we got to call him out about that. Whether he's great or not, we got to call him out. We got to call him to the carpet for the shit that he did. But I'm glad that he called his own self to the carpet, because that shows extreme maturity. Okay, now we're going to move into this clip, because, you know, people got questions about the moves that we made over the offseason. Is it enough? Still some campaigns out here that I'm also some I was in solidarity with, some that I wasn't, but I still understand people's point of view and support my brothers and sisters who are campaigning for certain things in the community, because I know they just want to win. Like, we all just want to win, bro. That's really what it's about. All right, so let me listen to this.
Harris, Forward Star Telegram. I know last year was pretty tough for you. Getting George in, do you feel like there's been a switch in energy in your personality, your game, because of his arrival?
Honestly, I feel like this whole year, like everything all the moves that we made in this offseason changed his culture. Not saying the culture that we didn't have, like that we had last year or the years prior, because Mike had a great situation going on. Obviously, it didn't pan out the way that we wanted, but Shotty came in and he's wanting us to compete literally every single day. It doesn't matter what we do. We wake up, get ready to compete as soon as we get in the team meeting room. So as for us and GP, he's an incredible athlete, incredible football player, and his ability to go up and get the ball, you guys haven't seen it yet, but those days are literally coming, and he's like a caged animal, and so am I. But today it's been fun. We're starting to click more. He's starting to get the real feel of the offense and understand the game, understand the checks, and Dak is able to be comfortable with him to just throw him anywhere. And I feel like that's where we're getting to in this offense, and just being able to attack and just to continue to attack until the end of the game. I feel like that's what we're trying to do here. Stay in shape, stay conditioned all 4 quarters, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the fourth.
Mike is going through a very similar situation.
So that's CeeDee speaking on, because they asked him about the energy. Like, do you feel like, you know, you bring in a guy like Pickens, like, how do you feel like he adds to the team? And he's like, honestly, I feel like all the guys. I feel like that was important, because, you know, Pickens is the shiniest toy, but we added other people in here that I feel like people aren't talking about. Like, when we look at how the defense has been dominating in practice, well, not dominating, but they've been getting takeaways like crazy in practice. I changed from dominating because people on the ground are saying, no, the offense is doing good. It's just like the defense is just, they're relentless. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a situation like that, like, we got to remember who we brought in. We didn't just bring in George Pickens. We brought in Kyer Elam, who has been a standout since OTAs. We brought in Kenneth Murray, which has been a standout since OTAs, has a nickname K9. Every time Shotty speaks about him, he lights up. And in his interview, Kenneth Murray has an interview, and he said that he is the green dot. I know y'all want Jack Sanborn to be the green dot, but he's probably the backup green dot. But the starting green dot is Kenneth Murray. And y'all should have already always known that, considering the upside of Kenneth Murray and Jack Sanborn. Jack Sanborn is not an athlete. He's got the mental side, though. So think about how the Cowboys work. They don't really care where you at now. They project on where you can be, because they believe that they could develop you. So with Kenneth Murray, he has way more higher upside than Jack Sanborn. And honestly, I love Kenneth Murray. I thought I was hype AF about that trade. Regardless, people saying, "Oh, well, he misses sometimes." I'm like, yeah, but he's going into a room with one of the best linebacker developers in the league in Matt Eberflus. So yeah, but we also added Solomon Thomas, which has been huge for our defensive tackle group and our just defensive line room in general, right? Then you added in, I'm trying to see who else did we add. Then you added in a Javonte Williams. You added in a Miles Sanders, who Shotty said they're at the top of the running back race for right now. Like, you added guys in, and then on top of that, then you add George Pickens. Then our draft picks, bruh. Like Tyler Booker, Donovan Ezeraku. Amazing. Like, we added a lot of pieces to this team that made us better. Are there some things that we still need to be better? Yes. I think the running back is still a question mark. You know what I'm saying? I think defensive tackle is still a question mark. I don't know if my guy Wee Woo was watching this, but we going back and forth today, and I try to let him know, like, Wee Woo, I'm not against you. I'm not against you. I'm not against any of my brothers and sisters that start campaigns and stuff like that, because he's like, we need a true one tech. He don't believe in the defensive tackles that we have. I'm trying to explain to people that may be what you want, but what do the coaches want? That's it. And when I look at what the coaches have done, when I look at what they have done, they cut a true one tech in Justin Rogers for Perion Winfrey. Like, I don't know what y'all want me to say. All I can go off of what White Cotton said, what Eberflus said, is that we are an attack front. That's who we are. We are attack 100, going 100 miles per minute. Yes, this does sound a lot like Rod Marinelli. Why? Because Rod Marinelli, our former defensive coordinator, is Eberflus's mentor. So we're a team of effort, of attack. That's how our defense is going to play. That's why you see so many turnovers. Remember, under Rod Marinelli, we led the league in turnovers. Like, people can say, well, it sounds like Dan Quinn. No, because the effort between Dan Quinn and Rod Marinelli was night and day. Let's be honest about that. It was not the same effort. I remember watching, y'all can check one of my reels out that I put out about gotta have the run game. You know what I'm saying? And I showed clips on there of us versus Buffalo, when we allow James Little Old Cook to push the POW 5 yards. The effort was not the same under Dan Quinn as it was under Rod Marinelli. And I don't believe the effort, now the effort was good under Zimmer, and I believe the effort will continue under Flus, period. Because that's his whole philosophy. I'm not saying that what they want to do at defensive tackle is going to work or not. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't know. They still could bring in another DT. But I'm just saying, we're looking for a big bag of dirt. That's not what they want. That they're showing you what they want, and they don't want no big bag of dirt that has no pass rush upside. They don't want that. They don't want a guy who can't push the pile. They don't want a guy to just occupy blocks. That's all I'm saying. But I feel like we, and I was just saying that because there's still question marks on this team. People say there's still question marks at corner. You got Diggs on IR. You got Siobhan Revel on IR, right? So there's different things that people think that we need, but we also have to acknowledge that who we've added has also changed the culture, and that's not out of my mouth. That's from CeeDee Lamb's mouth. Because he could have just said, yeah, George Pickens, but he's like, I think all the moves that we've made this offseason changed the culture. You can tell the players feel totally different about the locker room this year than they feel about it last year. No knock to people. I forgot. We also added Dante Fowler. Like, guys, we added some good pieces. I'm not saying we still don't have some holes that potentially we need to fill, but what I'm saying is we added good pieces to this roster. And this roster today is better than last year's roster today, without going and getting another nose tech, without going and getting another corner. The roster, in my opinion, this is my opinion, you may disagree, but in my opinion, this roster is better than what it was last year. And the year before that. I think this roster is better than the roster in 2023. So that's all I'm saying. I believe that this roster is better now. Yes, there's still holes to be filled, potentially. Right? But we have to acknowledge that. Okay. And then I had these other clips, but it's like, those ain't that important. I'm going to just skip to the end because I need to get through Dax because I've been on here hella long. So I'm going to skip to the end. Y'all check out the whole interview on Dallas Cowboys YouTube. But let me go here and then we'll be done with it. Because I still got to get to Dax. And I'm probably going to cut Dax short too.
Yo.
Oh my gosh. Y'all give me a second. Can't even look at you the same no more, Snoop. But anyway.
The way you produce.
My technique, obviously.
To get better when you produce the way you produce.
My technique, obviously some things that I could fix. I look at, like, I've done a lot of things right, but I look at the things that I do wrong and see how I can capitalize on that. Like, as for me, I want to see what it's look like to have a season with no drops, right? And I want to see what it look like
season
to have
no
a season when I don't slip. I want to see what it look like when a season when I do block, just pick up this extra block and see what the running back does. It's like so many things in this game that I know I can get better at, and the things that I critique myself so much, I genuinely don't think it's anybody harder on me than I am, no matter what the comments are. But as for me, it's being the best teammate, best leader, best guy, best role model, best captain.
There you go. Best
that I could possibly be for these guys and see where that takes us.
Do you like this mentor part of it?
I do. I really do, because I remember when I was on Hard Knocks when I was a youngin', and it was like, that's when I got my hard introduction of what it's like to be on the Dallas Cowboys. And I was genuinely asking Coop. I remember asking Coop questions about how to beat guys, how to run these type of routes, and the fact that I'm now in this shoe, in this light, with the success that I've had in this league. I look back on moments like that, and it's kind of exciting, and I'm happy that I've had guys like that, and I want to be that guy for these guys, and I want to see these guys perform and be excellent, be great, be remembered in this league, because it don't last long, right? And we only have so much time, so let's make the most of it, and let's make all these memories together, and then we can look back on these like maybe 20 years later and be like, dang, we had a great run.
Oh, that was so sweet. Like, I just feel like CeeDee is like, and he said that there's another clip that I bookmarked, but I guess I didn't, where he speaks about how he said it was in the 49ers game last year. So y'all go check out the full interview, but he said it was in the 49ers game last year. He said in the middle of that game, he said, I realized, like, wow, everything I've been doing has just been for myself. Like, I'm like, damn, like he really reflected and put himself out there. Like, I realized, like, I wasn't doing this for my teammates. I wasn't doing this for my guys. He was like, yeah, I was out training, making sure I could be the best. But he was like, I was being the best for myself because I wasn't here with my teammates. I wasn't being the best. I wasn't worried about being the best together. I was just worried about being the best for myself. I was worried about how I looked and how I ran the route. Not whether, I ran it the same way I did last time. So Dak knows what I'm doing. Like, it's just a totally different mindset. Then he said, captain, it's like, you can just tell, like, these players are just totally different than what they were under Mike McCarthy. Now, granted, I think some of this is just self-reflection and growth, but I do think, like, Shotty has a lot to do with the growth and development, and, like, the player, he just feels so introspective. And he said how he loved being a mentor now. And he's like, I want everybody in my room to be great. Like, he's like, it's like, CeeDee's like, I'm not thinking about myself anymore. I'm thinking about what's best for the team. What's best for the team. Even when he was speaking about the fighting, he was like, we got to think about what's best for the team. You may be upset, but you're going to hurt your brother that could potentially F up the season. Like, come on, bro. Like, we got to think about one another. And I feel like who has been fostering that mindset Think about another. Build bonds with your brothers. Think about one another. Build bonds with your brothers. That's shoddy. That's shoddy. Some people call it the shoddy effect. I think my guy Big Game James, that's what he called it, the shoddy effect. But like, these players are just different. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at their mindset. Even when Diggs and Micah came together in solidarity, Dak backed Micah on his contract, saying he's glad Micah is sitting out. CeeDee said, but everybody just seemed like they're monitoring the same thing. Because Dak and CeeDee said, we want Micah to get paid soon. Dak said Micah will get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different level of confidence from these players, but also not egotistical confidence, but confidence. It's like, it's not confidence in X's and O's. It's confidence in your brother. It's confidence in the coach. It's confidence in the system and what's going on. Like, that's what I'm sensing. I don't know. Y'all can let me know in the chat if y'all are sensing this, but this is just what I'm picking up and what I'm gathering from the players. So I'm gonna bring up Dak's interview. Let me see if y'all said anything in the chat. What's up, Ty Church? Glad to see you, man. Glad to see you. Shout out my guy 100 grand. It's 74 y'all in here. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. I really appreciate y'all so much for all y'all support for Stargazer Sports. You guys are the absolute best. We're gonna listen to this Dak interview and then get out of here. So pull it up right now. Like, here we go. Okay, so with Dak, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try to get through as much as I can. This may be a 2-hour live. I was not planning on it being 2 hours, but I had to go off about Tyler Marsh. So, but anyways, so I'm gonna skip through here to. Yeah, there's a lot I skip through. 17. Yeah, it's a lot. Dak's interview long, so y'all go through and listen to that. But here we go.
Yeah, if he doesn't believe, leader that I've already witnessed, and excited for him to just continue to take steps at that.
Mike Ducey, Fox 4. Tyler Smith, the day you guys arrived, said that he thinks this is a Super Bowl winning roster, potentially. Do you think that's a reasonable expectation?
Hell yeah. If he doesn't believe it, or anybody in that locker room don't believe it, then I asked them to get out. And Shotty said it day one when we showed up. If you don't want to win a Super Bowl or don't think we can win a Super Bowl, then then don't come to Oxnard, and you're in the wrong place. We know the standard when you wear the star. We know the expectations. And I credit Shotty for not shying away from it. I don't think anybody's ever heard me shy away from it. And so it's just making sure everybody understands that. I mean, with great high expectation comes greater results. So we have to think that. Well, you have to manifest that. You've got to take the steps each and every day with that in the forefront of your mind, or with that in the back of your mind, I guess, or however you think, right? To make sure that you're not taking anything for granted, that every rep you need to get better. We don't need to peak right now, but we do need to make sure that we're getting better, and we're better tomorrow than we were today. We're better today than we were yesterday. And with that mindset and with the camaraderie, the connection, the true brotherhood that we're continuing to build and work on, as Shotty has alluded to from day one, that's a damn sure possibility. So if guys don't believe that, then they're in the wrong team, wrong organization, and wrong place. So I appreciate Tyler for speaking that, saying that, and one, believing that.
So, talking about that, and ESPN ran wild with that quote. Oh, Cowboys, they said they're gonna win Super Bowl. Blah, blah. It's like, first of all, let's be frank here. What the do y'all want players to say? Do y'all want players? Oh, I get it. Y'all want players to be Aaron Rodgers, who just said live on air that the Steelers is 10 or 12 on the list of teams that might make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He's like, there's top teams, and then there's the teams in the 10 to 12 range, like the 10th or 11th or 12th best team, and that's who we are. It's like, is that what you're saying? Like, he's such a locker room cancer. I can't lie. But it's like, bruh, the purpose of the game is to win the Super Bowl. It's simple. Does that mean you're going to win a Super Bowl? No. Only one team can win a Super Bowl out of 32. But everybody is competing to win it. You play the game to win. Like, what are we talking about here? Y'all want Tyler Smith to say, nah, we not Bill. We actually suck. You know, actually we need this and we need that. And actually, like, we at training camp. And I like how Dak said, see, I was mad at Dak when he said he don't feel like we that far from Philly. Oh, you're delusional. He's PC Dak. But it's like, Dak is like, no, this is what I believe. I'm a winner. Y'all want me to be not a winner or don't have a winning mindset because y'all say I suck? No. If Dak Prescott allowed how he felt to be dictated by the fans, he would be out of football, depressed, maybe even unalived himself. If he really allowed the fan narrative and ESPN to control his mental health, he would not be the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Like, you have to start with the belief first. It's as simple as that. And every year you have an opportunity, period. Whether the fans think they got the team or this or that, every year you have the opportunity and you should try. Now you get into the season and it's looking like shit's rocking, and you can start being more realistic that we ain't good. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna win. As Dak said, we effing suck. You know what I'm saying? But we're in training camp. Every team should have the mindset we're going to win the Super Bowl. And then you allow reality to tell you if that's going to be true or not. But nobody knows who's going to win the Super Bowl. No one knows who is going to win the Super Bowl. No one. So, well, maybe the people who write the script. But we ain't the people. I'm not a person who write the script. And none of y'all in the chat are the people who write the script. So, but anyway, I also wanted to go to... I wanted to show this clip to show Dak's how he's built relationships with other players. It's not just on the offensive side of the ball. So that was 21-37. Here we go.
He's seen Sam Williams grow up since he's known him. Sam said he agreed with that, talking about how his family's become important in the perspective of last year's injury. Have you seen a grown-up Sam Williams?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Still as funny as they get, and will still say anything that he wants. But just the way that he approaches the game, the way that I've watched him show up for treatment every day, the way that I've watched him attack the rehab, that alone you can tell this guy's mind is matured. And that just continues and runs in every aspect of his life. And whether it be, him starting a business like this that is doing well, this is a beautiful, comfortable shirt, that his expectations of what he wants in life, I think, are what is guiding, that's what's guiding him to grow and mature off the field as well.
Hey, Dak, Patrick Walker, Dallas
So I wanted to point that out about Sam Williams, because one, Dak is rocking. I think the shirt he got on got to be one of the players. I thought it may have been Demo, Demarion Overshown, which is also, I don't got the clip, but Shotty alluded that Dak and Demarion Overshown are very close. I'm like, this was not, and Dak said it. Dak said in the past, I was just focused on the offensive side of the ball. I wasn't really focused on the defense. But now we hear Dak is close with Demarion. And if you listen to Demarion Overshown interviews, even just the fun and silly ones, he's always talking about Dak, how he want to be close to Dak and all this type of stuff. So it's like, so Dak close to Demo. Dak is purposely wearing Sam Williams' shirt. You know what I'm saying? For everybody. And Sarah, Dak's fiance, be rocking Sam Williams' clothing line. So you can tell the relationships are being built. The relationships are strong. Dak and CeeDee spent a lot of time. I don't have the clip in here, but in the interview, Dak speaks about how when him and CeeDee went on the retreat, how they had a lot of one-on-one, and they really just got to pour their hearts out to each other and stuff like that. Like, this team is different. That's why I named my show the Star Traders Girls Talk Ball with my girl Mickey that we do on Wednesdays. I said they different. Like, it's different. We don't know what the results are going to be, but all I know is this is not what it was last year. It's not what it was last year. We even saw, we talked about it on Wednesday as well, how Dak is he close with Kyer Elam. Kyer Elam picked him off. Dak went over there. They talking. Kyer Elam got his hands around Dak, and they just really like chopping it up. And it's like Shoddy pushed this. That's why I'm gonna keep that on the screen. Todd Church put it there. Shoddy pushed this type of stuff. This type of get to know your brother. It don't matter if you offense or defense. Everybody needs to get to know one another. Everybody needs to build bonds. This is Shoddy because this wasn't Mike McCarthy. No, not to Mike McCarthy, but this just wasn't his way. This is Shoddy's way. And we're seeing, despite Jerry and all the crazy ass shit he's doing, we're seeing continuity from the coaches down to the players. And so I'm liking what I'm seeing. Again, we don't know how this is going to look in September, but I'm liking what I'm seeing now. And then the last clip I want to show y'all why Dak Prescott is the best leader in the NFL. I'm going to end on that. And then we're going to get out of here. So let me go to this clip. What did he say? Unless you're the Miami Dolphins, I feel a lot of players were watching their back last year. No selfishness. What's up, Chad? Yeah, I agree with that. Chad says, he said, I feel like 100 grand. You talking about unless you are Miami Dolphins. Who you talking about? What you mean? Explain that if you're still in the chat. But anyway, he said, I feel like a lot of players were watching their back last year. Yeah. No selfishness. That's what exactly, Chad. That's what I'm not seeing the selfishness. You know what I'm saying? The selfishness, it felt like every player was just out for themselves, or the segregated, the team was segregated. It was the offense and the defense. It didn't feel like everybody is brothers. But now I'm looking at everybody and I'm seeing relationships being built across the offense and defense, and I'm realizing that they're building that brother bond. But anyway, I want to play this last clip and then we'll get out of here, which is 24:30. Let's see.
How big of an addition has Joe Milton been in the quarterback room?
People come to us and...
Oh my God. Come on, YouTube. Oh my gosh. Sorry for these. Okay.
Speaking of fun, Joe's fun. Joe is a blast. Whether it be in meetings, whether it be on the field, you see the energy on the field, whether I'm in making a play, Will's in making a play, or he's in, posing on the sideline or doing dances, after he runs out of bounds or scores a touchdown. That's contagious. It's very contagious. And Joe's a guy that's going to push me to be better each and every day, and we encourage that in our room. That's the competition, right? That's the part of it. And I told Shotty that from day one. That guy came in, and we went through routes on there outside of the building. I came back and I told Shotty, I don't know if I've ever seen someone throw the ball like that. And it's impressive, but he's not complacent with how well he throws the ball. He's going to push himself to get better in the knowledge and the situations of the game. And I think all that does is, push myself, push this offense. And super thankful to have a guy like that. As I said, not just fun and energy, but very, very professional. And as much as anything, listens and wants to learn and seeks out my knowledge and advice as much as he probably does any coach. And that's fun to be able to just pour into a guy like that.
Last one, Todd. We talked about year 10 a couple times.
Okay, and then, well, we can listen to that. I think he just talks about what
motivates you at this point.
In the game of football, having fun and winning the Super Bowl. Period. Period. It's what I want. It's what I want from this game, and I know it's what everyone wants in this locker room. We got a head coach who I know is hungry for it, who just hearing him speak and hearing him speak about his dad, right, and his father having those chances and those opportunities, that's Super Bowl. Winning. And obviously, if we give everything we can and you go at it, there's a lot of good things and patches and pats on the back, I guess you can say, on the way of attempting that. But that's what's on my mind. And 10 in, ready to play another 10. But
y'all hear that?
I want that first and foremost now, and that is the urgency that I carry with just the love and the passion of this game is not only wanting to win for myself, but one win for this organization. It's been damn long enough, but knowing what it'll do, not knowing what it'll do for the guys in the locker room, and we got to keep that at the forefront of our mind. That's why I said Tyler Smith saying that, Shotty saying that, guys not backing down from that. Yeah, look it in the face, look it in the eyes, and do whatever you can. I think that helps you, choose your sacrifices. I think that makes choices for you, I think that shows you the lane that you need to go if you just keep that on your mind. When you're on the field, when you're in drills, when shit gets hard, or when you're at home on your personal time and you're trying to figure out, should I do this or should I do that? We keep that on our mind, not just me, everyone. When one thinks something is good, but when two think it is powerful, when we can get 100 plus guys to think it can happen. So that's what it's about.
We said we can get everybody to think that it can happen. If we get everybody to think that, it can happen. If we can, this is what I've always said. If we had a team full of 100 Dak Prescotts, we would have won like 20 Super Bowls by now. But we hadn't had that. We haven't had a team, unfortunately, of 100 Dak Prescotts. So anyway, if we talk about, because I want y'all to know, I see everything. I see these channels out here keep putting every fucking thumbnail in camp got Joe Milton on it. I see them. Every thumbnail got Joe Milton. Every when we're talking about like camp notes and stuff like that, they keep talking about Joe Milton. Because let's be honest, there's a sector of Cowboy fans that are ready for Dak to go. They've been ready for Dak to go, and they want it. Just like they wanted Cooper Rush, just like they wanted Trey Lance, just like they wanted. Now it's Joe Milton, and whoever will be after Joe Milton, if Dak is still here, they gonna want that guy. But even with all of that, and Dak hears all the noise. I did a show 2 days ago where or I uploaded a video 2 days ago where I said my QB, he hears all the noise. He knows y'all want to replace him. He knows it. Look what he said in the interview himself. He said, when we went out and did drills, when Joe Milton first came here, and we went out and ran, I guess he just probably told him like, hey, come on, we're going to throw. You know what I'm saying? He said, I told Shotty, he said, you can ask Shotty. I told Shotty, I've never seen anybody throw the ball like that. This is Dak. This is what I'm saying. This is why I love Dak, because he knows what Joe Milton is. He knows Joe Milton's 6'6". He knows Joe Milton is quicker than him because he's younger. He knows Joe Milton has a bazooka arm. Undeniable. And the fact that he's willing to say that shows what type of man he is. But then Joe Milton came out and said that Dak Prescott is an amazing leader because he goes out of his way to teach me. I remember quarterbacks saying it ain't their job to teach no young quarterback nothing. But we're not surprised because he did the same thing with Trey Lance. He's doing the same thing with Joe Milton because he is secure in who he is as a man. And Dak also believes in competition. Every job that he's got, he's had to earn. He was never handed you see, people like Joe Milton, he's a prototypical QB, like a Trevor Lawrence. So, of course, he wasn't picked in the first round, but he was picked, I think, in the third round by the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. He was starting at Tennessee and all that type of stuff. I'm not sure. I don't know his whole background, but he's a prototype where people are throwing deals at him. Dak is not. Dak is 6'2". He's not as fast. You know, he has good arm talent, but it's not like Herbert or Mahomes or Allen or Joe Milton. He doesn't have that arm strength that they have, that bazooka cannon arm. He don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So for a person to come in and acknowledge how this person is great, better, may have a better arm than him, but he's still willing to teach him, that's true leadership. And that also shows true integrity to who he is as a person. I just can't say it enough how much I love Dak Prescott and how who he is means so much to me as just a person, not just as a football fan, but as a person. How much he means to me and how much nobody in the NFL deserves a Super Bowl more than Dak because of all the work and time and effort that he puts in. And I'm glad that he ended the interview on that note. He said, if we could get everybody to believe, not just me, we would be in a totally different position. And I'm glad he said that about himself. I'm glad he knows who he is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't have to be jealous or afraid when you just know who you are. Because quarterbacks are different. Joe Burrow ain't got no strong arm. Don't everybody still consider him top 5 in the league? It ain't about Tom Brady ain't had no amazing arm. He's the best quarterback there ever was. Like, it ain't about height or who got the best arm. It's about who's the best quarterback. And a lot goes into quarterback more than arm talent. But anyway, I appreciate everybody. It's still 73 of y'all in here. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please share. Please share. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate y'all rocking with me. This is a 2-hour live. I don't remember the last time I did a damn 2-hour live. But we are on the road to 700 subscribers. I think we currently are sitting at, I don't know. We got to go out here and look. How many subscribers do I got right now? Okay, we're currently sitting at 666 subscribers. I should have gave y'all a goal before I got off of here, but whatever. It's too late. I'm getting off here. But anyway, we're at 6666. I know I was like, oh my God, a devil. But anyway, we're at 666 subscribers. So you guys, please help me. If you're tuning in from Twitter or X, and please come over to the YouTube side to subscribe and also like the video. Please. I put it on Twitter because I know I got a lot of followers on there, and I know y'all want to see my content. But don't make me start taking my content away where I'm not going to be putting it on Twitter or whatever. But y'all please help Stargazer Sports grow. I do this for y'all. I do it for the love of football. I do it for the love of basketball, love of Angel Reese, Paige Beckers. I added my girl up there. I love my whole setup. But I really appreciate y'all. Me and my fiance. My fiance said y'all got to see her because underneath Angel Reese to know that I am taken. I'm like, babe, whatever. But anyway, I appreciate y'all so much for rocking with me. Stay for the outro video because that's where y'all will see all my social medias. But anyway, love y'all so much. Y'all have a good, great, happy, and prosperous Friday. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
In perspective, she has 2 3-pointers tonight. She had made 4 total for the season coming into tonight. Angel Reese, good shoulder shake and spin move.